These are the plaintiffs, Silvano and Vanessa Iaboni. Vanessa says the defendant drove her car like a bat out of you-know-where and slammed into the right side of her car at an intersection. She claimed her husband was dying and she then took off. She can't seem to get the woman to pay for the damages to her father's car and has no other choice but to sue the defendant, no matter what the circumstances were. They're suing for $5,000, the amount they're owed. This is the defendant, Kim Campbell. She says she got a call from the hospital that her husband was dying, and if she wanted to see him again, she needed to get there ASAP. As she was driving through an intersection, the light turned yellow, and the plaintiff darted out in front of her, and they collided. The plaintiffs accepted an insurance settlement, got a check, and if you ask her, that should be that. She's accused of being in a rush due to an emergency.
Okay, Silvano and Vanessa Iaboni?
Yes.
All right, you're suing Kim Campbell for $5,000 in damages that you say she owes for crashing into your car, which she was driving. Okay, tell me what happened. You were not in the car when it happened, right? Okay, tell me what happened.
It was March 15th. It was about 11:30 to midnight. I was driving home from work down Pelham Parkway. I came to the stoplight, which was red.
Okay, come over to the sketch and show us here.
Let's grab a car.
I was driving in the middle lane. I came to the stoplight here. When the light was green, I proceeded to go slowly.
So wait, were you stopped at a red light?
Yeah, first when I got there, it was red, so I
Okay.
stopped. A couple seconds later, when it was green, that's when I went. I came this way. I was about 75% past the intersection when she came from Eastchester Road, hit into the front of my car, and we ended up right on the curb of Eastchester Road and Pelham Parkway. She was going very fast. We got out of the car.
So she ran a red light?
Yes, because I had the green light. She
Okay.
definitely ran a red light. I wasn't mad. I just said, "Are you okay? Everything's okay. What's wrong?" She told me she was really distressed. She said her husband was dying. She had to go to Calvary Hospital. I said, "Okay, I just need your information. I just want my car damages paid for." She gave me her information. She was nice, but then she left to go to the hospital, and then I was left there. I called my father. He came. We called the cops, and then they came about 15 minutes later, took the report, and then they
Okay.
said they gave her a call.
All right, go ahead and come back to the lectern. And so did you get in touch with her after the accident, or your dad did?
My father called her.
Okay,
maybe
how'd
a
that
couple
go?
weeks.
When you called her, what happened?
Is that I called and I left a message. So she called me after 2 days and said, "No worry about it. Everything's going to be paid off, everything, And just
Now,
you gotta
she was
get-
insured, right?
Yeah.
So she gives you the information with her
Yeah.
of her insurance company.
Yeah.
And then what ends up happening? You take the car in to be repaired.
Yeah, they towed the car because the wheel was off the car. So, they keep the car in the shop for a couple of days, a week, 2 weeks.
And then they give you an estimate on how much it's going to cost. And what do they tell you it's going to cost to repair the car?
Is about 540 and change.
Okay,
550.
5,400
Yeah.
and something? All right, and then you sign a piece of paper authorizing them to negotiate with the insurance company for a reasonable price for the repairs, right?
Yeah, because they don't want to pay the damage, the full coverage. They only said that they're supposed to pay the 20%.
Okay.
They said we increased to 35%.
Wait, hold on. That's what happens later. When you bring the car in, don't you sign some... What day do you bring the car in?
No, I don't sign nothing. I don't remember to sign anything.
Okay, let me just show you this. Because you gave it to me.
But
So-
just to sign it later on when they're ready to fix the car.
Oh, you did sign something, but,
Yeah, but
can I
after,
see that paper?
After.
Yeah, okay. Let me see the paper. Maybe it's got a different date and I didn't notice it. What day did the accident happen, Vanessa?
March 15th. It was a Monday.
Okay.
I also have pictures of the car if you want to
Okay,
see them.
let me see both. Can you tell me what happened?
Yes, she was correct. I was driving on Eastchester Road towards Calvary Hospital, March 15th. My husband had been in Calvary for about 30 days. I was there all day that
What was
Monday.
wrong with your husband?
He had cancer.
Okay.
And he went back and forth to the hospital for a year. At the end, he ended up in Calvary, exactly 30 days. I was at the hospital all day, and I went home because his pressure started dropping. So the doctor said to notify the family members or whoever you want to come. So I asked him, do I have time to go home and get clothes because I'm going to spend the night? His sister stayed with him. I went home to get my clothes. I called the hospital at 10:30, and they had given him some medication, pain medication, and he was sleeping. About 5 minutes to 11, I got a phone call that said, you need to get here. So there was nobody around me to go, and I didn't feel like waiting for a cab, so I drove. and I was driving down on Eastchester Road. To me, I was approaching a green light that was turning yellow. I was going straight, and she was turning. And I tried to swerve to get around her, and I ended up hitting her. I got out the vehicle.
Okay, but tell me about how you were driving.
How, you mean, how?
Did your husband end up passing away that
Yeah,
night?
he died in the interim on the way there. Once I got upstairs, he was already dead. I didn't even know he had died because the hospital was calling me, but I didn't answer the phone because I was driving. I just knew that it said Calvary. So as I got out the car, I was nervous to start with.
I'm very sorry.
Thank you. I was nervous to start with, had nothing to do with driving. I had all green lights on Eastchester Road. There's a 49 precinct in the
In your answer to the
vicinity.
complaint, you say that you were beeping the horn.
I was beeping the horn and I had my hazard lights on in the hopes to get a police escort because in the vicinity, Eastchester and Pelham is a 49
I
precinct.
think you were driving a little bit fast because of the circumstances and you
Well,
wanting to get
I
there.
wouldn't say I was driving the speed limit, but I wasn't going so fast that I couldn't get myself under control.
Okay.
But I did try to signal that I was in an emergency, again, in the hopes that a police car would hear me, which didn't happen. I ended up hitting her. I got out and I said, "Are you okay?" And she said, "Yes." I said, "Look, I have to go. My husband is dying. Here's my cell phone number. If you have a picture or camera phone, take a picture of my license. Tell the cops I have to go." She said, "Please don't leave. My father's going to kill me." So I said, "Tell your father it's my fault."
My father's going to kill me,
Right.
huh?
I said,
Okay.
"Tell your father it's my fault. I had to go. I can't wait for the cops. My husband is dying. You can see the cross on the hospital right there is Calvary. They can come there. I'm not going anywhere."
Okay, when you say that you were at a yellow, if she was coming from Pelham Parkway, then she ran a red light. Why would you say it's your fault? You can't have had a yellow.
No, I said it was my fault that I had to leave.
Oh, when you said it's all my fault, you didn't mean the accident?
No, she said her father was going to kill me. Wait. Can you wait till the cops
I
come?
heard that. That's not what I'm asking about. You had repeatedly said at the scene that it was your fault, and you're telling me that you didn't mean the accident was your fault?
No, I didn't repeatedly say at the scene that I didn't see anybody at the scene but her. I left.
Yeah, and she says you repeatedly said at the scene that it was your fault.
No, I just told her. All I recall, honestly, is saying it's my fault. Tell the cops.
What was
I
your
had
fault?
to leave.
What did you
The
mean?
fact that I had to go because
You
she's
didn't mean the, but I know, but you realize how that doesn't sound. you
Yeah,
know.
I realize. I honestly
It's my
realize
fault.
how it doesn't sound.
And then she says you said I'll pay the damages. I'm insured. And
No,
you-
I just said I have insurance. I'll call me and I'll give you my insurance company's number. When I called my insurance and the cop spoke to me, I said the same thing because he said technically we can give you a summons for leaving the scene of an
Can I see the
accident.
police report? And the officer spoke to you? He doesn't even mention he spoke to you here.
He called my cell phone at Calvary, and he
It
just
does
wanted
say
to-
in here that you said it was my fault to her. It doesn't even say that he spoke to you and said, you
Thank
said the
you.
same thing.
Thank
It's
you.
my fault. And, you know, what did you tell the police? It's my fault and what? Here's my insurance.
No, I didn't.
Your head, I'm sure, was in other stuff. In any event, so if you're going on Eastchester Road, you say, to me, I had a yellow light.
No, I said I was approaching a green light that was turning yellow.
A
And
green
I
light
went
that was
through the yellow light and she was already turning.
Which means then that she's turning,
To make
according
a
to you, you were
left.
going straight on Pelham, you weren't even turning. And according to
make a
you,
left.
she's turning where?
on Pelham to make a left.
On Eastchester?
On Eastchester, yes, I'm sorry.
Wait,
On Eastchester.
she's on Pelham to make a left on Eastchester?
We're both on Eastchester.
Come on
Road.
over here and show me how you say it happened.
Well, I live on Arlington Avenue, and
So grab a car, grab this one.
I'm on Eastchester Road South. I don't know.
Why don't you just pick which one you want to be?
I'll be
Just
right
this is Pelham.
Right, I'm on
Wait,
Eastchester.
hold on.
Oh, wait.
This is Eastchester, this is Pelham.
I know I was coming on Eastchester Road.
Good. Okay,
So
put
for
yourself
me,
on it.
I'm going this way on Eastchester Road.
Okay.
And she's coming, wait a second, she's making a left. So I'm coming straight on Eastchester Road. She's coming straight on Eastchester Road. There's
So
a
I
light
guess you
here.
would be here then, right? Because
Right.
this
And
lane of
I'm
traffic
going
goes
straight, and then she made a left, and I
Okay.
went through the red light, through the green light that was turning yellow, and I hit her. I swerved a little
So
bit.
she made a left in front of you?
Yeah, she went out and she made a left, and then I hit her.
If she made a left in front of you, it would be 100% her fault.
She made a left in front of me. I was going straight and she was turning, and that's how I ended up hitting her. Because then I ended up all twisted around. Do I go back now?
Yes.
She
Okay.
said to me, I had the green light. And I said, I had the green light, you had the green light, I have to go. Are you okay? My husband is dying in the hospital. We both stood there for a minute saying, who had the green light? I said, you can stand here and say it was green, and I'm telling you it was green when I was
Did
going
you have
through
an
it, and it
argument with
turned
her
yellow.
over who had the green light?
Not really.
Well, not really. What does that mean?
It was just I kept telling her I was like, I had the right of way, and she just kept saying, yeah, I know, I just have to go, I just have to go.
Oh, so
It was really-
she was not saying, I had the green light versus you had
No,
the
she
green.
was. She did say, like, it's all my fault. I just have to go. I'll take care of it. My insurance company. She gave me her name and her number.
What ends up happening is her insurance company, and it's a major insurance company, it's not some fly-by-night outfit, decides what? Do you have paperwork from your insurance company?
I believe they just faxed this over, the
Can I see it?
percentage.
We paid 35% of Silvano Iaboni's property damage resulting from this loss. Do you have anything from Geico that says why they chose to pay only 35% and ascribe?
Well, they don't, I don't believe they don't send me anything, just to deal with the body shop. That's all
Did
the
the body
paperwork I
shop
have.
get anything from them explaining why it is that they were only
But
going to pay 35%?
usually they don't want to pay for it.
Well, no, they don't
they-
want it. Did they
Well,
explain why? They
they-
were ascribing fault to you.
Well, they were telling me that it was just conflict of stories, so they had to go by their insuree. So that's why they can only, like, they were giving me.
Where were you heading from?
I was coming up Pelham Parkway North. I was going straight.
Where were you heading from? Where had you left? Work?
Like, yeah, Pelham Bay, in the Pelham Bay area. So I was
Okay, and you were heading where?
to like the Fordham Road area.
To which is where you live?
Mm-hmm.
Write down your work address and your home address, please. On a piece of paper, court's in recess.
All rise. So, her husband was dying. Is that a justification for getting in the accident, like an extenuating circumstance? What do you think?
No.
No? Heartless. What do you think? I mean, is there any, like, extenuating circumstance here you're about to talk?
I think there can be, but not this time.
Not this time. What do you think, ma'am?
No, legally no, but morally maybe she should cut her some slack.
Yeah, but the plaintiff wasn't responsible for the guy dying.
No, but she has an insurance company that will pay for the repairs, yes?
Only to a point. Going inside the courtroom.
Okay, let's establish a couple of things. First of all, Ms. Campbell, I'm so sorry for the circumstances of that evening. That had to have been incredibly stressful. Even if you suffered through the cancer, you know it's coming, you know it's inevitable, that night still has to have been very, very difficult for you. But I have to tell you, I'm more than a little bit concerned about your honesty about how the accident happened. I believe that on that night you said repeatedly, it's my fault. I think you said it to police. I think you said it to her. You tell me how you're driving through town, beeping your horn the whole time so people will see you, so the cops will come so you can get an escort. I don't believe you're driving at the speed limit or anywhere close to the speed limit. That's why you're doing that. You're driving incredibly recklessly because of the circumstances of what's going on. But instead of being honest with me and coming in here and saying, look, Judge, just like you said that night to her, please let me go, I gotta go, here's my information. If you were saying that here, it would be so much simpler. It becomes less simple when you tell me that she's on Eastchester Road and she's doing this and this is how the accident happens and it's not my fault and I didn't mean it's my fault when I said it's my fault. I meant it's my fault, I gotta go. No one says it's my fault, I gotta go. You say I have an emergency, I have to go, but you don't say it's my fault, I gotta go. So it makes me angry that this girl does nothing. It's not her fault, and that yet you're standing here in order to what? Save insurance premiums from going up? Why would you do that? And claim the accident happened in a way that it didn't? Because I put in her school and her work and her home address. It's a straight shot up Pelham Road. There is no she's coming from Eastchester. And I know that when you said it's my fault, you meant exactly what any rational human being would mean when they say it's my fault, which is it's my fault. Okay? Now, Mr. Iaboni, I communicated with the insurance company of the defendant, okay, during the recess. In order to find out, I want to see a copy of the check you got paid. I want to see if there is any indication that you accepted the amount they gave you, because you took some money from the insurance company, that your repair shop took it, okay? They don't usually do that unless they know from you that you're not going to then say, I want more. So I'm looking for paperwork that says that. There's none of that in your case until I communicate directly with the insurance company, make sure I have all of the paperwork, and what do I see? I have a letter addressed to you, not to the repair shop, saying we offer you a compromise settlement because we offer you 35%. We think our insured is only 35% responsible and your daughter's 65% responsible. Now, if I see this, I use it for a doily for my glass of wine. And I tell the insurance company, I'll see you in court. But you took the money. You authorized your guy to take the money and take the compromise settlement.
They give me the offer. They say, oh, you take it or
We
you
are
leave
making a
it.
compromise settlement. What do you think settlement means? They're making you an offer, and if you take it, that's it. That means you can't sue her for the rest of it. You settled it. What people do in your position is they say no, and then they speak to the insurance company. They say, I'm not going to accept it. These are the facts. Look, here, my daughter went from work to home. It's a straight shot down Pelham. Your insured is lying to you. You're 100%. And if they won't do it, then you go. Do you have insurance?
Yeah.
Did you have insurance? You go through your insurance, and your insurance sues their insurance, but you figure something out, but you don't take a settlement and then sue because you can't. The law doesn't let you. Once you accept their offer of a compromise settlement, you are barred from bringing a lawsuit to court. So my hands are tied. There's absolutely nothing I can do. My verdict, even though I find that the accident is 100% her fault, I think they were wrong. But this is a lesson to you that if you're ever in this position, then don't take less money and say, yeah, I'm settling it, and then not. If you had said no to them and then sued her, you'd be getting $5,000 right now. I can't help you. Verdict for the defendant.
Hold on right there.
Well, here they come, the plaintiff. I think they've just learned a very expensive lesson. Step on in here. What's your reaction to this verdict?
Well, it isn't fair. For me, it isn't fair because I put the money from my pocket, first of all. At least I should get my money back. The
Well-
money I spent from the fix of the car.
You took the $1,800 because...
Yeah, because they offer me all this, or we can pay anything. So you be on your own.
Yeah, but the
So,
letter,
what
the letter that
I'm
they...
not a professional person.
Did you
They
read the
deal with
letter
issue.
that they gave you?
I'm
The
not receiving no
insurance
letter.
company?
Just call me on the phone.
The letter says that
Yeah, but I don't receive letters.
The letter was right there in the courtroom. So you learned your lesson there. Right?
I think I could do.
Yeah. All right, right down this way, okay? All right, come on in here. All right, so you come out on the winning end of this case, even though the judge felt that the accident was your fault. What's your feeling
Well,
on
I
this
still
outcome?
feel like the accident was not my fault, and I can go back and forth with that today or whatever. The bottom line is my husband passed away. I proceeded with caution through a green light that turned yellow. Whether she was going straight or turning, it's her word against mine.
Yeah, well, if they hadn't signed for that check, this outcome might have been different, you realize.
Well, I could have went with Geico and let my premiums go up and let them fight for my rights. This is how I feel that I recall the accident taking place.
Saying my fault at the scene
No,
kind of
no.
sounded like you were taking. It's just
What I
sounded-
said to her was, she said, please don't leave until the cops come. My father is going to kill me. I said, tell your father it was my fault. I had to go. My husband's dying.
I'm sorry about that.
That's a big difference.
Big difference. Harvey?
Okay, just a little bit of advice. When you get in a car accident, I don't care what you've done, do not start admitting fault at the scene. Be polite, exchange information. Don't do anything in terms of admissions at the accident scene. I'm telling you. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.